I'm gonna hate this. I'm gonna hate this. How do you have 3,500 staff with one FOB platform? Okay, enough bullshit. Let's get to the point. I'm gonna be hitting some random FOBs of the people I'm supporting and the very few people who are supporting me, which is like 4 people. So, because, I don't know. I'm kind of tired of robbing my own FOB over and over again, despite how well I have it set up. It's pretty damn well set up, like the mines and everything, and, well, it is a maxed out FOB. Like, it's 78. But I kind of feel like doing something different, something both different and something that's not as annoyingly frustrating. Hopefully, but I wouldn't count on that. As long as the base is a sniper base, it's gonna piss me off. That's kind of the rule. So, I'm going to, like, go through these bases and gradually up the scale of the difficulty. So I'll probably do, like, some small FOBs first, then gradually step it up. And I'll switch the gear around, and, you know, I'll do something, like that. So, yeah, because, after all these years, I still cannot play FOBs competently. Although, seriously, I have no-traced every mission in this game with no equipment, no pills, no boxes, no NVG, no camo, more than once, and no buddies, and yet I still play FOBs like an idiot. Even though I've done like 1,500 of them.
Heading to FOB.
I'm still an idiot. Anyway, I'm hoping that if I brute force this enough, I might finally be good at it one day. Like, I might finally be competent. One day, I may finally be competent. But you know what? I don't know. All I do on this game now, besides do random challenges, like no traces or whatever, in 100% the game, again and again and again, over and over, all I do beside that now is run random FOBs, mostly my own because I made it very, very difficult to do, and try to stop making the same mistakes that I've been making since day one. Thousands of infiltrations later, I'm still making the stupid ass mistakes. And I want to stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? So, I am running a couple mods, though I think that was probably obvious already. But they're mostly cosmetic. I have a slightly higher field of view. And I am running a weapon mod, but that's mainly just because my level 3 suppressor disappeared from my customization list. I literally cannot use the high grade suppressor anymore, the tier 3. And I want to have that. And no, I do have grade 7 MRS developed. Like the weapon that gives you that. I do have it developed. But I look in my weapon list to put it on a gun, like let's say the 71 NL, you know, the go-to weapon, it's not there. So I'm stuck with a medium grade suppressor, which gives me a lot fewer shots and puts me at a pretty significant disadvantage. I had to turn on a weapon mod to get that back. And it's not even getting it back, it's just making the lower grade suppressors act like the high grade suppressor. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it makes it even better than the high grade suppressor, but I'm probably never going to shoot enough to actually break a tier 3 suppressor. So I wouldn't really worry about that. Anyway, I have some overpowered as shit weapons that I won't really be using. I mean, I might because, well, this is training mode, so who gives a shit? I'll further elaborate on why I do FOBs in training mode in a few minutes. I'm going to bring a grade 2 MRS rifle, level 1 rocket arm, a Aragon 5 ARS. It's a one-shot, but it's unsuppressed, so that'll justify it. I'll bring magazines. And level 1 smoke grenades. And I'll also bring... grade 3 NVG. And... 1 shitty cardboard box. So this is like the most... weirdest... one of the weirdest loadouts you're ever gonna see. Because who in their right mind would have the Aragon 5 ARS built and still be using like a grade 2 MRS rifle? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm gonna do most of these in daytime, but I might do some in nighttime just because I want it to be different. But anyway, let's do it. And I'm gonna try not to fuck this up, and I'm gonna hope that my cat doesn't jump on my lap and start slapping my spacebar and fuck me up. Because I was once doing an FOB, and my cat ran out from under my bed, jumped on my lap, and pressed the spacebar and made me stand up, and I lost everything. So, Retro, why do you do FOBs in training mode? Well, for a number of reasons. First of all, I get infinite attempts. If I fuck something up, I just click restart and go again. Second of all, I can visit the FOB in advance if I'd like to see what I need to be looking out for, like what to expect. There are some security devices. I'm just gonna try and avoid those. Third, when I do this, I don't actually damage the person who is, I'm attacking. Oh, shit. You're coming. Be gone. Someone saw that, man. Get down, fat ass. I'm trying to talk. Hello. Really? This is only the level 1 rock arm. I don't have that many options. And I will also try to play in a way that does not send defender pings. Like, you know, I'll try to ghost this if I can. But if you see me shooting a UAV right by corridor, don't blame me for anything. Anyway, I wasn't finished. I play in training because 1, I get restarts. 2, I could scout it out in advance, so I have a better time going in for the real infiltration, which is kind of cheating in comparison, because a real FOB you couldn't just go in there and look at the security before you infiltrated it. Though you technically could if you found the base you wanted, supported them, and then discontinued support, and then robbed them again if you found them in the list again. That's a possibility. A fairly unlikely one, but a possibility. I'm gonna mainly focus on using the rocket arm. I will not use the Aragon ARS unless necessary, because it will be loud. Again, I'm trying not to bring super high-level gear for mid-level bases, because it's not exactly necessary. Okay, personal tip from me. You never climb this ladder without looking for a UAV first, because I've been caught on this ladder by UAVs numerous times. Oh yeah, another thing, look out around this area if you're gonna climb that ladder. Otherwise, you might get fucked. Look at me. And now I'm gonna knock you out. Now, I can either risk my ass and climb, or pick it up. I'm picking that shit up. No way I'm gonna hang off the ledge right there. I ain't doing that shit. That would send a defender ping in play, but fuck it, I don't care. I ain't doing that. Hello. Yes, I have reflex mode on. Why do you ask? If you care, well, I don't. So die. I'm gonna see if I can pick up this mine, because I've done it once before, but I don't know how. I did it again! I did it again! Maybe you can pick up that mine consistently. Okay, because I once did that in a no traces run, and I was like, how is that possible? Well, apparently if you're in just the right spot, I guess you can pick that up. I looked that up before on YouTube, and in general. I looked that up, and on Reddit, and on the internet in general. I looked that up, and I found no one being able to, like, pick that mine up. People said they ran past it, or they dived past it, or there's some other way to go. But I've tried. I looked everywhere. There's no other way to go. You have to go that way at some point. I tried looking for another way, and I could not find one. So I always thought that that mine had to be destroyed. Well, maybe not. Anyway, I wasn't done rambling on about why I do training mode instead. Training mode because infinite retries, you can scout it out in advance. The person being infiltrated doesn't actually take damage, so it's like a more ethical way of doing it. What else? You have very little risk of defenders showing up, unless the person who owns the FOB happens to see your training at their base and decide to defend, but that's like insanely unlikely. And then you also get no espionage points for infiltrating, which you'd think wouldn't really be a good thing, but it is, because the more espionage points you get, the higher your espionage rank gets. So like right here, this guy has a 2 diamond espionage rank. And if I go security challenge, these people have 3 diamond. If you have 2 to 3 diamond, you'll show up to 3 diamond ranks. And 3 diamond ranks are where a lot of activity is. Like the people who have been playing for a long time, or just the people who are like gone pro and they play a lot of FOBs, you're a target to them. So if you go into level 3 diamond, you put yourself out there to the people who actually do infiltrations. And also who know what they're doing, because if they're at 3 diamond, they have a good understanding of what they're doing. So it's not just that you'll get hit a lot more often, you'll probably get hit and actually fail to defend as well, because most of these people know what they're doing if they're at that level. So if you stay at 0 points like me, and you're at the like arrow and single gold diamond, black background, whatever you want to call it, level, you have basically 0 chance of being infiltrated. You might get infiltrated once like every 5 years or some shit. And I have a few infiltrations here, but I think I was at a higher level at this time. And I literally have not been robbed in like over 2 years now. And I can guarantee you, if I were at 3 diamond, I would have been hit plenty of times, because my base is full of S++. It is a high level base, but it is full of S++, so that also makes me a target. Since S++ is so difficult to get, being able to just go into a base and Fulton some out would be a good way to hurry up your progression. But my point stands. Anyway, I'm going to continue on. I've, laid out my reasons. So what else do we have? A level 30 base. I'm going to do like 1 more deck each time. So I'll do like a 2 deck now, and then a 3 deck, and then a 4 deck. 3 deck support platform. Okay, D to E. That's good. I really hate S++ guards, because at least on my base, and my loadout reset, I have a grenade launcher equipped. Another thing to note is that every time you do an FOB like this, it will reset the loadout, so you have to reset it up again. Now this isn't a big deal if you're doing what I'm doing and you're switching loadout every time, but otherwise it's a little aggravating. This is really, really random stuff, but yeah. And I'm gonna play a Snake for the moment, but I will do like some E-rank stuff down the line. But let's just stick to Snake right now. But yeah, there's a lot of reasons to do FOBs in just training mode instead. And to my knowledge, the FOB security operates pretty much the exact same way as it does on a real FOB, so it's not like it's easier in training mode. If you think that, I don't blame you, but you're a moron. No offense. The only thing that's easier is that you may not face a defender, but even then, you could still do a real FOB and just not have a defender show up. Like, it's not guaranteed to happen if you send a defender ping. Like, oh no, I sent a defender ping, now the defender's gonna come and kick my ass. That may not happen. That may just not happen. That was a little slow. Hello. I should probably not do that. Who's knocking at my door? Let's try that again. So then, off we go. Now, you know what's great? I have an entire 25 minutes to do this FOB. In fact, more like 26 almost, but you get my point. I have considerably more time than some level 50, 60, 70 FOB. My most hated aspect in this game mode, other than Sniper AI, which I can tell was definitely not redesigned to fit in the boundaries of FOBs, because even in single player they're rarely used, and if they are used, they're used in specific areas that clearly were actually thought, you know, like they were actually thought put into how they were used, and not just, oh, let's just drop some snipers on like tiny ass platforms with little distance between them and the player. That won't have any problems at all. Oh, that'll be just fine. You know, that'll be great. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, this is a perspective of someone. This is from someone's perspective who has done a sniper base many, many times, has won many times, and has failed even more times. Like, I've seen both ends of the stick. I have won, I have lost, and even when I win, I'm still not happy about what happens. Because it still feels like I win most of the time just because I get lucky and no one happens to catch me. Not so much that I was genuinely getting around a threat. I don't know why. But every time I do FOBs, at least sniper ones, it always feels like a hollow victory. Like, I've won, but at what cost? You know what I mean? Maybe not. It's not like that many people have done super high level sniper bases, because only maybe half the portion of Fan and Pain players even do FOBs, and then even smaller do high levels, and then even smaller do the really high levels, let alone do them a ton. That might be only maybe 1,000 or 2,000 people who do tons of sniper bases at a high level. That's a pretty small group of people, because it's extremely difficult. And so much as doing them requires a lot of time developing good gear, which could take you 100 hours or more to get good gear to reasonably do these FOBs, because at the very least, if you could just drop in and do these FOBs, it wouldn't be so bad. But if you want a realistic, decent chance at doing these FOBs, you'll want some pretty decent gear. You'll want a decent sniper, you know, maybe even the, you know, like the sleep launcher, because I tested that recently and it actually worked pretty well. The lethal MRS for like devices, and holy shit, what the hell? Everybody's in that area. That guy may have heard that sonar ping. I don't like that. I don't think this base is gonna have an alarm sensor, and even if it did, I probably would have been close enough to send it off right there. Oh, hello. I'm gonna ask you to look over there. I didn't realize there was someone here because my sonar ping didn't really point me to that. Oh yeah, guards at this level of the game love to turn around. They don't stay focused on something for long, which is actually more annoying than it is useful. I mean, maybe if you made a noise and they ignored it, it'd be good. But if you're making a distraction and they just ignore it right after, that's more annoying, because you kind of want them to look in that direction. Okay, anybody down here? Because usually there's no one down here, but on occasion there can be. Who the hell? Oh, fuck. I'm gonna just put you down. Yeah, I enjoy FOBs. I do. Like, I genuinely do, just in a limited aspect. That a defender ping, but who cares? I'm about to be done anyway. So, I probably didn't even really need any gear. I basically no trace that anyway, except for magazine chucks. That was pretty much no traces. I didn't even need all that shit. Anyway, as I was saying, I enjoy FOBs. It's like, FOBs can be really good or fucking horrible. There's little in between. Like, sometimes... Oh, hello. That's a fucking lie. You say I, like, can't use online features. I'm in this FOB menu right now. What did you say about not having online features? You fucking lie. Okay, here's a decently high level base, finally. But it's still rifles, so it's not gonna kill us yet. It's not gonna murder us yet. But FOBs can have really good moments and then really, really bad ones. where it's like, it's great when things go to plan, but then when things don't go to plan, they usually don't go to plan because of really, really bad reasons, or just really unpredictable ones. I've got a little bit more time, I feel, although I'm not sure, but this is like 28 minutes. Yes, they are wearing full armor now. I may not talk too much on the higher level bases because I will need to be a lot more concentrated in order to deal with those, like, reasonably. That guy's gonna be over here. And by the way, I know I said earlier, oh, motherfucker. He literally did not give a shit about that distraction I just made. Well, luckily I got climber skill, so I can roll faster than they approach me, which is good. Climber skill is a really, really big aid because it lets you move faster than the AI can while being prone. So if they happen to look at you, you can usually get away in time. This is annoying when you're playing like E rank without climber skill, because then you don't have that ability. If someone notices you at a bad spot, you can't get away from them in time. They're gonna catch you at some point if that happens, because they'll eventually catch up to you. Unless you can like get behind a wall and then get away really quick, there's not a whole lot you can do about that. I am mostly ghosting because I'm trying to keep it down low. And I'm rolling more now because I was crawling a lot earlier, but now that I'm in this situation, I want to be a little faster. I want to be sure I'm not too close when the sonar goes off, because that makes a noise up to like 15 meters, and they'll investigate it a lot quicker than a knock. So I want to make sure that there's no one in my immediate vicinity.
Caution, rain approaching.
Oh boy, rain in a fob. Oh shit. You don't see that very often. I kind of like to just crawl instead of roll because it's a bit more immersive. I always thought it was weird that Snake can just, like, do this for, like, possibly an entire minute and not be dazed. Like, that really wouldn't make you dizzy at all.
Marker placed.
Oh yeah, another thing I found weird about FOBs is that for some reason you can mark through these little buildings. These little buildings, I guess, are transparent in some way. I don't think I've ever been, like, seen through these buildings, but you can mark enemies through them, which is pretty interesting. I actually did an FOB with this platform pattern not too long ago. My game stuttered. He's walking away. I'm just going to leave him alone then. Gonna crouch walk a little bit to save some time where I can, but not too often. Cameras. Want to talk about cameras? I sure do. Yeah, so, cameras. Now, I don't know if anyone else has this relationship with cameras, but cameras are the pain in my ass. Why? Because they always combo into me getting caught by something else. Because if there's a camera in a bad spot, I don't really want to drop the cardboard box down in that spot. Because then if I do, a guard might see the box, and then I have to deal with the guard coming for me. At the same time, if I want to stay prone, but I don't want to get in the box, I have to move really quick or the camera could catch me. And it doesn't help that the cameras see you from up to 20 meters. And more importantly, a camera, and I believe this is influenced by Intel team level, not the camera's level, but the Intel team level of the Defender. The camera can see you within 3 seconds. That's like the time it takes. If you get within 20 meters, you have 3 seconds to get out of 20-meter range, or they will catch you. Well, it will catch you. It's not living. It's a device, but it will catch you. Is that camera custom placed? Wait, no. That camera's always there. I'm stupid. I'm used to approaching the base dev from over there, not here, because my base development, my FOB 1 and 2 base development have that platform pattern. Which I kind of regret the fact that I didn't make my FOBs on different waters now, because of I'm pretty much tracing this. This is surprising because this is going like really well, even though this base is still like level 50, but I'm not having that much difficulty with it. I don't think that'll catch me. UAVs are more lenient on catching you. They're less likely to catch you. Oh, he's coming my way. I'm gonna just be a little preemptive here and chuck down this decoy. Hopefully a UAV does not get wise. They looked at that. I'm pretty much no tracing it, but I am being a little aggressive now. Let's put that Molotov to use, baby. Boom! Oh yeah, defender ping, but do I care? Yo, guess what? Go to sleep. We'll get knocked out. That camera might look at that guard. He probably will. Yep, you gotta go. You gotta go. Sleep grenade. Sleep grenade down here so I don't get flanked. Sleep grenade here in case there's someone I can't see. This guard here. Oh, I should be using the sonar. I don't have Nakusina and I want to cheat like that. Not right now, not yet. Though it's not cheating, it's just a little overpowered. That went pretty well. I mean, I was a bit slow to getting to the core after I sent the first defender ping, but I feel like I was probably just quick enough. The fastest a defender can deploy is around 20 seconds. I did a test once. Now, though this is like the two different computers in the test were like right next to each other, so the internet connection is not really going to be factoring in at all because they're on the same network and they're right next to each other, so there's not going to be really any internet lag. That's going to affect the time. But I went in training mode on my FOB on a different account, and I shot a mine, and then I timed how long it took for the notification that someone was in my base on my main account to appear, and it took about 20 seconds. Now, actually loading in could have took maybe like 30 or 40 seconds, something like that. I don't remember exactly. I forgot now if it took 20 seconds to get in the FOB, or if the notification took 20 seconds to show up. I'd have to test it again because I forgot, because that was like months ago now, so I forgot what it was. But I think it was a notification that took 20 seconds to show up. But basically, if you want to be really concerned, if you're expecting like an immediate response, then after you send a defender ping, for whatever reason, count down to 20. Because that's how long it's going to take before the defender could possibly show up. Or at least get the notification that you know, you're there. So plan carefully if you expect the defender response. But yeah, I mean, back in the day, I would go into FOBs and obliterate them just because I felt like a sadistic bitch. But now I really would not do that anymore. I only do actual FOBs on Xbox One because I don't really have a choice. Like, and even then I still try to do minimal damage because I don't really want to fuck up other people's day. Though they might be inactive anyway, they might not care, so even if I destroy everything they have, who cares? They're like retired. But again, having, let's do a base from someone who's actually supporting me. Or it's empty. Okay, never mind. Here, let's do a sniper base, but it's 2 decks. How about that?
Heading to FOB.
It's a sniper base, but it's simpler. How about that? So I'm gonna bring the it's a bit overpowered, but I'm gonna bring the sleep launcher because I feel like it. I want to try using it again. Like, I want to try and get more proficient with it. So I want to try using that. And I will bring the I don't know. How about the M2000 NL? Sure. And how about the LB9 pistol again, and the blast arm? I might actually try using that because I didn't really use it last time. I'll try actually using it now. Decoy, sleeper grenade, petrol bomb. How about we take the bandana off for this one? So I can see that luscious ponytail. No, I'm not gay for Big Boss, though. Would you blame me? I mean, honestly, can you blame anybody for being gay if it's for Big Boss? I mean, Big Boss is badass. He's cool. He looks pretty good. It's got a sick eye patch. I'm making myself sound like I am gay for Big Boss by saying that. I'm not. Ooh, 10 minutes. Well, that's not actually that surprising. But it's 2 decks, so who gives a shit? This is gonna be easy. This is gonna be easy. This should be pretty easy. Finally back into the midst of it.
Analysis complete.
Yeah, people in high places typically carry sniper rifles. Like right here, you got a sniper rifle. I think you got a sniper rifle as well. But then there's some people on the ground who don't have sniper rifles. So they're okay. That's a decoy. I don't know why I thought about that. Looks like I think you've got a sniper rifle. Looks like one. UAV. UAV. You also got a sniper rifle.
Complete.
And then there's always 2 people in the towers. Okay. So. Hello.
Analysis complete.
I could try capturing this base for fun. That is something I could possibly do. I wonder how effective the blast arm is against enemies. Like, if it does much damage to them. You've got to be kidding me. You saw that from 70 meters? That really shouldn't be possible. Are you gonna insta-spot me? Okay, no. Because they've got a sniper rifle, so there's a decent chance that they'd spot me doing that. Because sometimes they'll just be normal and then they look down scope all of a sudden, and then boom, you get caught. Because they just decide to look down scope all of a sudden. You know what? I'm gonna put you to sleep. Because I have decided that I want to put you to sleep. I want you to face me. And I will put you to sleep. I think I'm gonna try and capture this base because I feel like it, I guess. Alright. Time for the rocket punch. Oh yeah. Rocket punch! Bro, I blasted. That guy fucking flew out of there. That shit was bomb. That shit funny. Bang! What? Shit, I was too slow to shoot him. Fuck. You see, this is how shit goes wrong. How did he see me? I wasn't even, like, drawing attention to myself. Like, that's what I'm talking about. He should have looked at that explosion, but he looked at me instead. Okay, let's do that again. I'm gonna capture this because it's not a whole lot to capture. It's 10 minutes, but I do only have 2 decks, so I could capture that. I might be able to capture a 3-deck platform with only 10 minutes. Without having to use, like, anti-air cannon abuse or something like that, or other, like, bold strategies. Yeah, part of why I couldn't shoot him in time because I was still in the rocket arm state. Like, if it released me from the rocket arm camera a bit sooner, I probably could have got him. Because I shot him probably, like, just a little bit too slowly to actually stop that from happening. I'm not moving, so don't look at me. Okay. Y'all all got sniper rifles. I don't think a blast arm could go across deck, though. Would I be able to get away with some shit like that? Probably not. Anyway, I'll try not to take too long. I will D-dive a little. I have no problem, no quarrel doing such. Knock the cyanin, so I can mark some bitches. Got some people down there. Who else do you got? I'd like to mark everybody before I try and capture this. On both decks, might I add. Anybody back this away? Only if I zoom in a lot.
Marker placed.
I can't take too long though. Let's roll. Oh yeah, guy on the tower. Be a good idea to get you. I'd like to just put you down now. Guy below is gonna notice it, but he shouldn't immediately call CP. Yeah, they're gonna actually investigate it, because S++ guards, I've noticed, mine at least, they pretty much immediately will call CP for anything that happens. So, yeah, they're gonna come after you. Don't miss that. But yeah, they're actually gonna go and investigate that. Like, they don't just immediately rush to call CP, which is good because I can delay the caution, which delays the snipers insta-spotting shit. You could never do something like this on my FOB, because the AI would just instantly call CP, and then the snipers start looking down their scope, and then that's a problem. So S++ guards actually have a very useful advantage. Save grenade! Oh, fuck. God damn it, I had the wrong weapon equipped, so I couldn't shoot him in time. I will want the guard 1 dex marked, though. Technically guard 2. Though, to be honest, if I really want to do this, I'd bring better gear, and I'd be having a different kind of strategy. I'm playing this a little bit more liberally, is what I'm trying to say. You don't see shit, bruh. Just look away. That may take a minute to leave. I want to make sure that that is not in my area before I try and climb this pipe, because the UAVs and devices will instant spot you if you're climbing something. Okay, I should be a-okay. Ooh, shit. Oh, I forgot about you. That could have been worse. Alright, now that I'm up here, I can kind of just like blast arm my way through everything, so this should be a decent spot. I hope so. Rocket punch! I'm gonna go for the snipers first, because they're the bigger threat. Blam! Be gone, Thuff! I wonder if I can destroy UAV with rocket punch. Is that possible? I feel like it would be. Yes! Yes, it is. I'd like to get rid of those. They're probably gonna come in my area. They may. In which case, I will decoy them. Or blow them up or something like that. Blam! Let's hit him with another one, you know what I'm saying, bruh? Blam. Burn. 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 This shit's pretty fun. I like playing FOBs. I'm gonna abide by the stupid ass AI rules. Fucking always wondering about the damn defender pings going off. It's nice to play free, you know what I'm saying, bro? Blam. Oh, fuck. That was a waste of my time. Oh, hello. Again, I could just infiltrate this, but I want to do something different, you know what I'm saying, bro? You know what I'm saying, bruh? That should not catch me. That UAV is probably gonna come my way. Stop! Stop forcing me to stand up, please. Let's start the blast armage, shall we? Start the blast armage. You go bye-bye. You go bye-bye. That even work? What are you even looking at? He's like looking at the wall. What's the point of that? What do you hope to accomplish? Okay, yeah, get you. Yes, it worked. Burn. Burn. Hey, burn. He's not burning. Oh, yeah. Go to sleep. And you die. Is that even gonna work? Ah, cool, I'm a tactician. I wouldn't suppose if I angled this at a tower, it would actually make it to the tower, would it? Like, could it go that far? Holy shit, it actually worked! Is that gonna work? Fucking worked. It fucking worked. Hell yeah, it fucking worked. They're gonna come up that ladder here. I got you. And I fucking won. Well, I'm mad I may as well steal a container because... Fuck, I don't care. I don't have much more time to waste. I'm destroying fucking devices because I feel like destroying. I'm gonna not fucking make it. I'm gonna chalk that up as a win. I don't know if that was really a win, but I'm gonna count that as a win. I'm gonna count that as a win. Okay. Jesus Christ. I really could have just like walked through that, but yeah, like that'd be like what I'm talking about with like a different kind of objective. I have a phone call. Jeez, people are pestering me today. Why is it only when I record people want to talk to me all the time? I want to try a 4-deck rifle base. 4 decks, but rifles. Okay, yeah, here we go. 4-deck command platform, that's pretty good. Or what is that, a 4-deck R&D platform? I'll do command. So 4-deck rifles.
Heading to FOB.
Okay. I'll bring Snake with the tuxedo. Probably. This is probably the last time I do that. Then I might do like Ocelot and then like Quiet. You know. So let's go classic style. I'm gonna bring the S1000 RS. And was Snake's face like black for a second? And just to make things different, let's hit this base up at nighttime. Let's hit this up at nighttime. Got that beautiful red and gold handed Jehudi from the Bionic Arm Reimagined mod. That mod's great, by the way. I'd highly recommend it. The redesigns really do look good. Like, I love the red and gold handed Jehudi. That's just such a beautiful design. I really do enjoy that. Just the dark, like crimson, almost red, but with a little gold highlights is beautiful. Anyway, enough simping for a mod. Let's get back to the task at hand. There's no materials containers on this deck. That's interesting. How are they seeing you from so far away? I'm not under light. I swear to God, I don't know if I'm imagining it, but I feel like nighttime infiltrations are actually harder because they see me from farther distances. That would make sense, I guess, if it was like under light, but I'm not under light. Right there was no light source.
Analysis complete.
How about like right here? I'm fucking prone. And he's somewhere from like 40 meters away. What the fuck? Yeah, you look over there now. Hey, you look over there. Hey, you look... Hey, you don't pay attention to that. Don't pay attention to that. Yeah, you don't pay no mind.
Analysis
Pay no
complete.
mind. Got my S1000 at the ready, should I need it. And my Brennan, should I need to dismantle a UAV for any reason. Forcibly dismantle a UAV. And I'm again trying not to roll too much. So it's a little less immersion breaking. That was very risky for no reason, but what do I care?
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
I got more time. I got like 17 minutes, I think, was how much time I had on this base. Or was it 20 minutes? I forgot how long it gave me. So I'm not talking too much. I'm kind of concentrating. Hope no one notices this. Is that light? I kind of want to go by that area. I know you're fucking down there. There we go. That guy's like under caution. These guys are also all E rank.
Analysis complete.
UAVs can be pretty annoying on command, so I usually always take a bit of time to mark them. Yeah, you look away now. You look away. Ain't no rolling out here, bruh. Only pure total skill and talent. Because I always thought rolling was a little cheaty. Come to Papa. One nice thing though is that the AI pretty much never calls caution for a Hannah Jehudi warp. Like, I've never had an instance to my memory where I've had a caution called on because someone saw somebody get warped by the Hannah Jehudi. Even like my own FOB with my S++ guards, they don't seem to care about that, which is pretty neat. Pretty nice that they don't care about that. Okay, UAV. Well, maybe not yet. Not yet. Not going bye-bye yet. But soon. Soon. I'm the Papa. You see, things can be good when they aren't broken. You know what I'm saying? I swear to God, if there's someone in some corner. Ah, you're there. That's not good.
Caution, rain approaching.
I have to make a distraction. Looks like nobody's looking. Fuck. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. That's why I had my gun at the ready. I fucking knew that was gonna happen, but I had to move. Like, I couldn't really sit there forever. I could have been more careful, but fuck it. I don't want to be there forever, man. Like, I needed to get moving. And I wanted to get moving. That UAV should not see me from up there. I am not going to be unnecessarily risky just to avoid a fucking defender ping. I will not do that. Lights, go bye-bye. Yeah, that setup actually works. You really can pick up that mine with pretty good consistency. I can't believe it. That is such a nice thing to know. They never even went on caution. I mean, they did when I turned the lights off, but I could have avoided it if I really wanted to. It's just for safety because of the cameras. But, I mean, you know, they technically didn't because they didn't actually go on alert. They just needed to check the power system. It wasn't an actual alert. They're different. Like, you see, rifle bases can go well. It's only when you give me the dumb sniper shit. Like, as long as there's no overpowered cameras and stuff, and I have a bit of time to do what I want to do, it's not so bad. Okay. Enough bullshit. Let's get on to the real meat and gritty. Frames James. Level 78 FOB. Yeah, I'm coming. S++.
Heading to FOB.
Level 78 FOB. Intel platform. I'm not sure what to expect because I've never done this. I'm going to do the really hard shit now. And then later, I'm going to break it up and do something a bit easier. Like, after this is done, I'm going to break it up and do, like, some of the quiet, you know. But now I'm going to get for real. So, allow me to get my good shit. I'm going to bring the RGL... no, I don't want the suppressed grenade launcher with 100 rounds. That'd be cheaty. Plenty of gas gun ammo. Magazine, E-stun decoy, sleep grenade, smoke grenade, stun grenade, wormhole generator, petrol bomb, then some hand grenades. I don't really need power, just more of them. I just want more of them. I'm not sure how much of an effect the higher grade decoy matters, but I'm gonna bring the good one anyway. In VG, I don't need to waste my money on that, because I'm probably never gonna need it, or use it. I'm not looking forward to this shit at all. Hey, maybe I'll get it done in like 1 or 2 attempts if I'm fucking lucky.
Deploying.
Because it's always the top level ones that are snipers as well that give me shit. And then having to be an E-rank staff member just makes it even worse because I go so fucking slow. And then to speed it up, I have to put myself in extreme risk. And now my mom is calling me. And I'm slow as hell. I will generally try to avoid attention. Well, there's a camera there, which isn't great. Looks like there's nobody really looking over there. That's good for me. I'm gonna have to roll if I reasonably want to do this, I'm gonna have to roll. If I want to reasonably do this. I've done this platform before and I honestly feel like just going left is easier. But because of stereotypes, I'm gonna try and force myself to go right instead. Yeah, you don't look at shit. Don't look at shit, buddy. No looking at shit. Oh no, you fuck out of here. And here it goes. Here it comes. Here it comes. It's coming. Oh, no point in keeping it on the down low now. No point in that now. Still don't know where any of the mines are or anything like that. So that's not good. I'm trying not to talk too much, so I can actually concentrate.
CP, this is Delta 1. There's a threat in the area. We're tightening security. Over. This is CP. Understood. Don't let your guard down. Out.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
What the hell? It wasn't even looking at me, and I hit the button to go in the box, and then I didn't go in. That was actually going well, too. God damn it. Okay, remind me that if I ever use the pills, next time I need to jump in the box, make sure I actually select it, not just tap, because then nothing fucking happens. Okay, maybe I'll get it this time, then. Minus that one mistake, I might get it now. Let's just strike that from the record and say this is my first try. Excluding that one mistake. Let's just strike that from the record. You better not still see me. I am out of your fucking viewpoint. Aw, hell nah. You know where this shit's going. Might be able to get out of range. Okay, yeah, I'm safe. I'm safe. I'm out of range. Yeah, look, now, you see what I was saying about how the AI is different? Now these guards are here instead. But I got here pretty much the same time, but now they're in a different spot. You see what I'm fucking saying? She should not turn around in any capacity. That's not what I meant to do. Are you gonna call CP for that? That's the thing, you see? Is that they call CP for everything that happens. If I do anything, they will call CP for it. And here it comes. Here it comes. Here we go again. Here it fucking comes. I try so hard. I knew that would happen. As soon as I saw that, I knew that had happened. But I didn't react. Like, I saw it, but by the time I saw she was there, it was too late already. End me. All I had to do was not walk. I didn't expect her to be looking that way. I thought she would be looking a little bit to the left. But she was looking right my direction. That's my fault. I'm gonna let that pass because I was right by her. Not gonna get angry about that. I only get angry if it's completely unpredictable that something like that happens. But that, I really could have saw that coming, I just didn't. I could have saw it coming. I just didn't. I really should have too. Like, not just could have, I should have saw that coming. I reasonably could have saw that coming. That's what I'm saying, is that I reasonably could have saw that coming.
Analysis complete.
And yeah, they're in a different spot. Again, now there's no one by that area. This is what pisses me off, is that even if I play the same way, it might go a little different each time, because now they're in a little bit of a different place. Ah, hell nah. Let's not go down that road. Yeah, you just keep your fucking distance. Shit. I hate cameras planted around here. That better not. Thank you. Okay, you see, when things go to plan, then they're finally good. Like, things can go well if they just go to plan. It's just so difficult for that to happen.
Analysis complete.
Another camera by the bridge. They're such a pain in the ass. I swear if that was too late. Okay, no, I'm fine.
CP, this is Delta 2. Just heard a noise. We're going to check it out. Over. This is CP. Understood. Be careful. Out.
It's about this time that I want to start eliminating people. About now. But in a moment.
Complete.
Not just yet, but
Marker
almost.
placed. Marker placed.
Return to your post.
Go to sleep. I'm setting a wormhole just in case I stumble into some damn mine. Bruh. Know what, bruh? I'm gonna just do that. Or I threw it too far. I swear on my life. You're coming? That's good. Make sure that it's not in front of that fucking camera, though. 'Cause there's a camera right there. I don't want it to be in front of the camera. That would be unideal. Yeah, she's gonna call CP. Unless I got something to say about it. But I really gotta hurry the fuck up right now, though.
CP, this is Zulu 6. I just saw someone suspicious. Checking it out. Over.
I don't have time for this.
All fire teams, this is CP. UAV's picked up a man in trouble. Nearest unit, go investigate. CP, this is Delta 9. We'll investigate
You have
ASAP.
arrived at your destination.
All fire teams, this is CP. We may have a situation. Whoever's closest, go check it out. Zulu 7, what's wrong? Come in, Zulu 7. CP, this is Zulu 7. I see smoke. Could be enemy activity. Over. This is CP. Understood. Tighten security and stay alert. Out. CP,
Put that sleep launcher to use, boy.
I can't see the enemy. Over. This is CP. Understood. Stay alert and smoke out the enemy. Out.
Tension's starting to run.
Destination.
UAV's picked up a man in trouble. Nearest unit, go investigate. CP, this is Zulu 7. Gunfire. No fix on the position. Over. This is CP. Understood. All units, stay on guard and find any intruders. Out. CP, this is Delta 9. Something's worth looking into here. Please advise. Over. This is CP. Understood. Tighten security and stay alert. Out.
For God's sakes, finally. Only took me a few tries. Wasn't that like, was that like 3 tries? That's actually a pretty good success rate. 1 in 3, I mean, I could probably do it again. It's just that all I had to do was... Again, it was mainly just because the guards were in a different place. So they never really caught me in a bad spot. That and the first time with the box. I had to remember, because I probably would have done it again here if I didn't, I need to make sure I manually select it. And quickly. Or I'll get caught. Because if you use the pills and then you try to use the item, it just doesn't do anything. Or it might just reselect the pills, but then you don't pick the box. But if you want to, like, use the pills and then switch to the box, so that way the next time you pick it, it'll be the box, you jump in the box when you do that. Instead of, like, when you actually want to or need to jump in the box. That's the thing. It's just annoying, though, I failed for, like, those reasons specifically. Like, that's the fucking reason I failed. Because I accidentally didn't equip the box. Or, you know, just other stupid reasons like that. Like, that's the only reason I fucked it up. Is just because of that. Anyway, and I did put that sleep launcher to use for a moment there. I mean... It wasn't, I barely used it, but I did use it a little bit right there. So I'll admit, that was nice. So again, it's a pretty situational thing, I feel like. I mean, if I went on caution early for any reason, then I might have used it more. But otherwise, no, it wasn't super useful. I mean, it was when I did use it. Like, it was useful in that context, but you won't see that context that often. Okay, so let's go take a break and do something a little bit more simplistic. How about this base? This base. The Ocelot. Medical platform, why not? So S ranks to B. Interesting combination here. Anyway, you're pretty good. You're pretty good. I'll bring the Tornado 6 because obvious. Though I may barely use it, but I'll take it anyway. And then this is rifles, I believe, so I can bring the S1000. And I will also bring the, how about the Molotov again? That was kind of fun. Magazina, some smoke grenade, stun grenade, low-grade sleep grenade, some cheap decoys, And finally, C4. There's not a big reason to use Ocelot. Not that I can really think of to my knowledge, no. So, yeah. I mean, maybe in what is with that, like, transparent? That looked kind of weird when he was transparent. Oh, fuck. Why is that guy? I'm just gonna try and let him ignore me. Come on, come by and let pass. Live and let live, mate. Yeah, you fuck off now. You fuck off now. So what way are you gonna turn? Oh, you're looking like that. Ah, shit. Shit. Okay. I am trying to make AI do things. There is a camera here. Don't hit that mine. I don't get anywhere remotely close to mines because they're massive fucking hitboxes that are massive for no good reason. Like, you may not really touch that beam at all and then it fucking goes off on you. It's stupid as hell. I could crawl even if I wanted to. I'm just a bit impatient now.
Marker placed.
Now that I got used to rolling earlier, I'm a bit impatient. If I chuck a mag at a UAV...
Great moments in stupidity! That's right, it's great moments in stupidity.
It does react! I always wanted to test that, though I really shouldn't have tested it right now. It's kind of a bad time to test that. I was just curious. I got like an impulse. This is what like fucking autism feels like. If I throw a mag at a UAV, will it care? Yeah. Fuck. I thought I'd make it. God damn it. Aw, shit. Now he's facing my direction from the very beginning. You see? I'm not fucking making this up. It literally changes like every time you play. I ain't making this shit up. It really does. It really does. Yeah, you just look away now. Look away, nigga. You just fuck off now. Don't give a shit. Turn a blind eye, motherfucker. You don't care. Turn a fucking blind eye, motherfucker. Oh, that guy is looking over there, though. That's not good, because if I try to get up, he'll spot me, because I'm gonna have to crouch to get out of this area. And the crouching spotting meter... Crouching spot distance is 20 meters, bruh. Look at this terrible freaking guard pattern, man. This shit is terrible for me. This is not good for me at all. Okay, yeah, look. Of course this sees me if I'm right beneath it. I don't know why I thought that'd work. Because I didn't want to, like, jump in the box or try diving away, because then he would have heard me, and then he would have looked around, and... I really could just shoot them and be on caution the whole way, but I'm still trying to play it, no traces as much as I can. I'm kind of still trying to do that. Though I really could just let that go and just shoot him, because at this point, it's fine. It's not a sniper base, so they can't spot me across a deck or do any dumb shit like that. I'm not in danger of those things, not here. And in fact, I think I will just go ahead and do that. I don't have a weapon that can make a dark distraction. I do not have that. Is that gonna even work? Oh, it actually did. I didn't expect that that'd work, but it did. I don't want you to risk turning around.
Analysis complete.
Well, we going on caution now, boys. Time to start fucking bomb rushing. Just shooting UAVs and shit. I don't have to do that part, but I will shoot more people. I don't even need to chuck grenades, I'm just doing it anyway, because, I don't know, I feel like it, I guess. So I think they can use binoculars, but I don't know. Ooh. Interesting setup. I don't think Ocelot's gonna die in one mine hit. I'm pretty sure he won't. I think he'll be good. I think he'll be good. I'd hope so. That's like straight down the bridge. Interesting setup, I like it. I don't know how practical it is, like if it's really effective. Because I'm not going to try and get around it the hard way. But interesting setup regardless. Boom. He's going to come my way. Unless. Ha, it actually worked. Gotcha, boo. Gotcha, boo. I love FOBs like this because I can actually, like, do it without having to constantly be scared of anything happening that could fuck me up. I like being able to play more loudly. It's fun. It's funner than it ever is to ghost an FOB at level 78. I honestly have more fun doing this because it's a lot easier to succeed and you aren't so restricted. Like, you can't do 80% of things if you're, like, trying not to defend or ping, or even just, like, go on alert. Or more importantly, raise a caution. You can't do, like, 80% of things you could otherwise. Just for, like, those one reasons. I'm gonna just, blast that. I'll move away. I want to use a Tornado 6 at least once. And that's all they heard from him ever again. I kid you. I think it's safe to go ahead and go up this pipe. I fucking hope so. Hello. Go to sleep. Oh shit, there was a mine there? Well then again, I almost never go in that area, so can you blame me? See, things are going well! You could fucking never do this on a... Ow. Okay, he doesn't have mines in the core. Some people do that and it's the most dick move. You're pretty good. It's the most dick move when people do that. But there were no mines in the core, so I'm gonna respect that. Anyway, interesting setup, Hangry Wolf, with the camera in front of the bridge where it was. Interesting setup. Again, I don't know if it's really that effective, but it was an interesting setup. Alright, now I want to do at least one with Quiet, maybe even two. Because Quiet's fun. Because she goes fast AF. Solid Snake's got a pretty high level base, but it is a sniper base. Do I want to put up with a sniper base? Because I can have a lot more fun on the rifle bases, because they aren't so damn restricted. Like literally, if you just put my level 78 base from snipers to rifles, that alone makes it way easier. I am not even kidding. We've done a command, we've done base dev, support, intel, medical. We haven't done combat or R&D. Let's do a combat platform.
Heading to FOB.
Looks like he's got some custom planted mines at the end. Or, actually, I don't know, because... Doesn't the end platform have a bit more mines than the other ones do? I'm not sure if it actually does have planted mines. I'm not sure if that's actually true. I'm gonna bring the MRS instead of the, what's his name this time around. But I will still bring the 73NL. That's a good idea to bring that. And I'll bring the riot pistol. Magazina. Now this will be considerably easier still because, honestly, sniper bases are not that bad. It's when you bring a shitty staff member that it goes from being annoying to just unbearable. Because you saw me back there. Again, I am complaining about this when I only took literally just 3 attempts to win. But I'm still complaining because it's not that I can't do it. I just want the system to be better. That's it. I just want the system to be better. It's not that I hate bases that are snipers or that I just cannot do them. I can, and I've done it plenty of times. It's just annoying to do it. That's all I'm saying. Is I just wish it could be better. I'm not blindly hating them. I know what's wrong with them. So that's all. I don't need the wormhole because if I run into a mine, I'll definitely survive. I really only bring that if I hit a wormhole, if I hit a mine on accident, so if I die, I don't actually die. I would highly, highly recommend that. to anybody who's doing FOBs who can build that. If you're doing E rank, like for, you know, points, if you're doing that, definitely bring the wormhole. It may save your life. It's saved mine plenty of times from walking into an unexpected mine. Or maybe even just a mine you have to hit, like a bridge block, for example. But you don't want to use the cardboard box, or you're using it strategically, like you place it down then warp away after. Whatever reason you're doing it for. Anyway, this is my more usual loadout, so I can actually destroy devices. Now, I technically still have the sleep launcher because I have an underbarrel, but I can't fire it rapidly. And I think it has less range. Effective range. Let me look at that. And then look at the, So, hold on. I'm using this one. So this is the sleep. 1 second. This is the sleep effective range. And then this one, it's a little bit lower. It's not way different, but it's a bit lower. So if you use the stun launcher a lot and you don't destroy any devices, you might want to bring that instead. But I'm going to destroy some devices potentially, so I'm just going to bring this. And if I really need a sleep launcher, I can just try the underbarrel and see if it works. And then I have another underbarrel carbine for some extra distractions, which normally wouldn't have 60 bullets, it'd have like 20. But I'm probably barely going to use it at all if I use it at all anyway, so who cares. And let's go. I've been recording for 3.5 hours. This video might only be maybe an hour, possibly, maybe even lower. I don't know if I could really fit this video into under an hour. Probably not. It might even be 2 hours. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but after like 1 or 2 more, I'm probably going to stop and go find something to do, like watch Markiplier. Or maybe get back on Xbox One and farm the event FOB, because I'm still getting my staff to max level on there. I got everything max level on PC, but I never got it max level legit, like on console. I never did that. But I'm trying to get back to it and finally do it now. So 17 minutes. That did not go to plan. Well, I guess we're gonna get into it right away. Okay then. I've done this before while being in caution right off the bat, but I didn't really expect that to happen. Well, I should say I kind of expected it to happen, but I was hoping that it wouldn't happen, but it still did. So that's not good. But they generally should just look at that. Hopefully they don't suspect me at all. But I don't know. My first person is bugged because I'm using a mod, but it's not too bad. Not really. But yeah, that's why my first person is a little bit bugged. You are a threat. That UAV is a threat. Hell, a lot of things here are threats. Wait, they're wearing swimsuits? Oh, well, shit, I could have just brought the fucking, I could have just brought the, what's his name instead, then? I'm not sure, and I wouldn't really think, but I don't know if quiet counts as a, like, sneaking suit. Oh, you. Yeah, I don't know if the smoke grenade is what saved me right there, but yeah, I'm surprised that that didn't go wrong. Honestly, I kind of thought that would go wrong. That actually went well. I picked the fucking sleep grenade. I did not pick the mag. I picked the sleep grenade. I gotta remember that I can't dive. I always forget that I cannot dive. Yeah, those are gonna go off. I'm not surprised. I am not surprised by that. I'm just gonna do a pro gamer move and do that. What the fuck? Where did you come from? Classic FOB bullshit. I thought it was over. Classic FOB bullshit. Okay, I'm just gonna smoke that camera for simplicity. I'm not picking the sleep. Stop. That should work. Okay, yes, it is. Again, sniper bases are not impossible for me. They're just annoying and for the wrong reasons. I don't mind something being annoying, but never for the wrong reasons. Anyway, this is still just the first attempt, so I'm pretty proud of that. Nothing's gone wrong yet, like it usually does at this point. And again, we aren't even at the final deck, which is where things typically go wrong, so don't hold your breath just yet. Like, I can do this. It's not impossible. I can do this. I just wish it were not the way it was. That's all. Yeah, they're wearing swimsuits. That makes my life a little bit easier. I wish that if you wore the swimsuit, they would still have the advantages of their equipment. But if you wear the swimsuits, if you put the swimsuits on your staff, you're kind of just nerfing them. So I wouldn't recommend doing it unless you're aware of that consequence. Otherwise, you need to know that that's gonna be a thing. That camera's probably gonna be on alert. Oh, classic. You see that shit? I swear on my life. That was literally gonna be like a first attempt success. I actually thought I was gonna win that at one try, like no fucking way. And then that happened. But I'm not gonna hit the alarm sensor again. I'm gonna make sure I don't do that. God damn it. Well, here we go again. At least I'll get to do it again. And then hopefully I actually get it the first time this time. At least I'm on top deck now, so I don't have to, you know, waste my time dealing with that shit. You go to sleep. You go to sleep. Still gonna try not to send defender pings to my best of my abilities. Throw a sleep grenade or two. Just let him fall asleep after that. You should fall asleep fairly quick. I'm risking this, but I don't care. I have to go around here to avoid the sensor. That's what I need to do. Really could have just brought the SP, but I didn't know that this was gonna happen, so. Don't you dare. I do like that you can move very quickly crouched, though, with Quiet's ability. It's pretty nice. Pretty cool. Ah, shit. I actually aimed a bit too high, rather than a little too low. Okay. Yeah, I don't dolphin dive hardly at all if I have climber, but if I don't, I really do want to, because otherwise I go slow as fuck. Without climber, I go slow as fuck without it. So I typically will if I can. If I don't have climber, I will D-dive what I can. Yeah, look at that fucking accuracy, bruh. I know I'm pretty quiet, but I really gotta focus to do this, so I'm sorry. But if I don't focus, I will fuck this up. I will, because right there, when I wasn't focusing for like 1 minute, I fucked it up. This bitch up here, specifically. Just body shot him down. If they're using swimsuits, I'll take advantage.
Caution. Really approaching.
I will take advantage if they're using swimsuits. I will. Don't fucking mock me. I will, bruh. Y'all better go to fucking sleep. Don't stand up. Please. Don't stand up. It's not. Oh my fucking god. I'm being comboed by devices. This is the shit I hate.
Your destination.
Oh, right. I'm dumb. I can't do that. Avoid that camera. And we did it. Only took a second try.
Infiltration successful.
Yeah, you see, I can do it. I am perfectly capable. Though I admit it was a little cheaty because he didn't have body armor, but I still could have got them. It probably wouldn't have really... I mean, it could have possibly costed me the win, but it was pretty unlikely that it would have cost me the win just because they didn't have body armor. Though it definitely is a detriment that they don't. But I was still mainly doing headshots anyway. I tried to play it like they did have body armor still. Like, mentally, I was still playing like that. Though I did cheat and kind of body shot them at some points. But generally, I still played like they had it. But yeah, I mean, it was unlikely I would have lost just because of that. Probably wouldn't have happened. So, that's another level 78 base. Okay, how about we do one more as quiet? We got a shotgun base. Let's do R&D. So we'll have done every platform
Heading
today.
to FOB.
Then I think I will stop after that. Jeez, why did that click so fucking fast? Hey, stop! I'm only clicking once. Has my mouse finally started to die? Chill. How about the Aragon 5? Water pistol. I could bring the water pistol just for fun. I could technically bring that. Fuck it. And after this, I think I'll stop, yeah. It's been fun, though. It has been. Because I'm, like, always a bit nervous or just like, ugh, I'm gonna have to suffer again whenever I start FOBs. But then when I start and I get going, it's like, wow, I want to keep doing this. It's like, I hate getting started, but after I do, I want to just keep going. It's like some sort of toxic relationship. Like, I kind of enjoy it, but ultimately it's bad for me kind of thing. You know, it's like you keep coming back to your boyfriend even though he beats your ass up. You just keep coming back. That's kind of what it feels like. Like, I'm not, like, legally tied to this, or, like, my YouTube channel success hinges on it or something, or my job is doing this. There's nothing like that at all involved. It's just because I partly enjoy it. That's it, really. I just partly enjoy it and kind of just want more. Is that gonna see me? I should have known. Make sure I get down so that camera... Ooh. Ooh, we gotta block the bridge. We gotta block the bridge. Okay. It's a pretty simplistic ass bridge block, but I'll respect that. I haven't seen a single one so far, so I'm surprised. There's not been a single bridge block. I'm impressed. Though I'm also not, because every fucking person under the sun has done a bridge block, so... 0 points for creativity, but 10 points for traditional values. That's what I'm gonna value for, is traditional values. Yeah, that camera is a thing that exists.
Marker placed.
Do you know what? What the hell? Why does it draw so much attention? It's a fucking water gun. They like looked at me for that. What the fuck? Are you serious? I thought it would work like a tranq gun. I shot it, he's like, whew! I barely, for context, I barely use the water pistol. So I seriously did not expect that. What the fuck? That's so fucking weird, and I can't hit that. I'm honestly surprised. And why am I bothering continuing? Like, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna squirt him in the face. And then he reacted so strongly. Like, I really thought that... I didn't think that it'd do anything. If you miss a tranq dart, it doesn't make people look at you like that. And that guy behind me spotted me too, not just him. It's a water gun. Why does it draw so much attention? What the fuck? It acts as if I shot like a lethal weapon by him. It's a fucking water gun! It's a fucking water pistol! What the shit? Even to this day, I learn more and more things about this game. Okay, I should be fine grabbing onto this ledge here. Because, I mean, there is that little jump you could do, but I don't really need to do it because the person didn't set up the mines over the gap. And I actually don't know how to do that because I've never had to deal with a bridge lock like that before. I've never actually had to do that jump. I know, it's crazy. You'd think by 1,500 infiltrations I'd have seen a base with that bridge block. I actually have not. Oh, hello. Okay, third time's the charm. Let's stop pussyfooting. Stop pussyfooting. Come on, I'm far enough. I'm far enough. That's right, bitch. I'm far enough. And this is why you bring Nocticyanin. You know, you ever wonder why people brought Nocticyanin? This is fucking why. Shit like that. I could have easily seen that coming if I just brought Nocticyanin, but I'm a fucking moron, and I didn't use it. You know? Well, I shouldn't say if I brought it, but, you know, if I used it, but I did not. I am going to now. Yeah, he's there again. I will definitely make sure I don't get caught by him. That won't happen again. I only rushed right there because the camera. He really didn't look at that? Or no, he did. He did look at that. Do you know what? Bang. I shot your ass. I'm just gonna shoot people like I used to do. Is that suicidal? Yeah, but fuck it, I don't care. I'm playing in training mode. I can do whatever I want and get away with it. Well, not that, but just if I get caught, it doesn't matter. I can just play it again. I don't have to stop because of that. Defender ping? I don't give a shit. I'm playing training mode. Stop with your ethical bullshit about no defender pinging. Fuck off. I want to play how I want to play. I'm gonna play an FOB, then I'm gonna play it how I fucking want to play it. Fuck off if you think otherwise. I'm gonna play this shit how I want to play it. Fuck off. If I send a defender ping on deck 1, I don't give a shit. I'm having fun. So shut up. Shut the fuck up, Mr. Number 13 on the espionage rank board. I don't give a shit about your opinion. You can die in a fire, and I would not care.
I hope you die in a fire!
Hey, bitch. Does someone nearby see that? Oh, by the way, you two. Say hello to my little friend. That bounce was so unnecessary. Like, I have the most fun on mid-level FOBs because they're challenging, but they're still not, like, borderline impossible without having to spend a million years attempting it. That's what I like. Is that you actually have a bit of freedom in approaches. Which is what Phantom Pain is, like, all about. Is freedom in approaches. But in this game, you don't get that very much. Like an FOB system, I mean, you don't get that very much. Because you usually have to follow a very, very specific playstyle, or you will get fucked. Now, if you don't care about alert, well then fine, that's, you know, that's valid. But if you do, yeah, good luck with that. I hope this all works. I'm being unnecessarily risky, I know. I know, but I don't care. Beat it, beat it, beat it, beat it. Fuck you! Woo! I won! Like, you see, in a base like this, you have a lot more options than doing nothing but mopping the entire base out, or being a ghost almost the entire time. Like, you can kind of, like, linger around and just do stuff. You know, like, I could have actually, like, maybe extracted, like, anti-air emplacements or just done some random things like that. You have time to do that, and you have AI that's lenient enough to do them. In a sniper base, you could not do that shit. You would not get away with playing like that. Like, without an absolute shitload of luck, so that the AI doesn't end up catching you in the act, You're not gonna do that. That guy has a blank name. Did my internet like disconnect or something, or is that just because he has a blank name? I don't remember him having a blank name when I picked his base. But I'm forgetting now. But yeah, that's at least like 10, 15 FOBs I've done right here. Just for fun. Just for fun. I'm getting literally nothing out of this except some amusement. But yeah, I'm willing to bet you if I went to my own FOB and all I did was just drop it from snipers to rifles, I would have a hell of a lot more fun. Because I do somewhat enjoy... Okay, look, here's the thing. I enjoy the satisfaction of beating a sniper base, but not necessarily the actual infiltration. Like, I'm satisfied when I win, but I'm not necessarily having fun doing the infiltration. Like, the satisfaction afterwards, great, but when I'm actually doing it, I'm kind of just like, God, please make it end. Right there, I was actually having fun during the infiltration. Because I did not have to restrict myself so much. And I did not have to, like, pay attention at a superhuman level. At, like, all times. I didn't have to work my brain super hard or have to pay so much attention. I didn't have to do anything like that. So I could kind of just, like, more relax and just take it in and just enjoy it and not have to be always on a frickin' rush, you know. And there's just a lot of things you cannot do on a high-level base. Like, you can't take your time, you can't be liberal with takedowns like that unless you know exactly what you're doing. And you just can't really have fun in the same way as just, like, running around almost and doing that. It's just not the same thing. Anyway. I have 4 hours, 1 minute, and 57 seconds and counting of footage I can look at. And I'm gonna make into a YouTube video or something, probably. I think there's plenty of stuff I can use here for, like, a video. So I will probably be doing that. Man. Dear God. Where it's like, it's great when things go to plan, but then when things don't go to plan, they usually don't go to plan because of really, really bad reasons, or just really unpredictable ones. Like you're crawling, you've made no attention to yourself, you've drawn no attention to yourself, you know, you're at your lowest stance, you might even be moving slowly, and then boom, a sniper, 2 decks away, spots you, instantly. No way to react to that. No way to see that coming. Like, you know, if you just shot a gun or something, you might see, okay, yeah, the snipers might be looking at me now. But no, you do nothing to attract attention. Sniper looks at you. All you have to do is just walk in their field of vision for like a fucking nanosecond, and boom, everything. It's over. Because realistically, you cannot line up your sight and shoot a guard from a deck or even 2 decks away in like what, 1 or 2 seconds? And if you have no reflex mode on, you're fucked. Or if you have, you know, you have a defender whose base has S rank anti-reflex research, you're fucked. Because you can't even get like a reflex mode reaction time to shoot at them. It's like, boom. The reflex mode lasts like less than a half second. It's like a 1/4 second of reflex mode. Like all that reflex mode really does at that point is just indicate you've been spotted. And maybe if you're quick enough, you could possibly like hold down aim to aim at that person and maybe shoot them if they're close enough. But you're not going to be shooting someone a deck away, you know, with a non-lethal weapon who's got a helmet on and full body armor. And is probably going to be even harder to hit because when they're aiming down their scope, their arms have an unusually big hitbox. So you might swear on your life that you shot their face, but it doesn't go through and it just hits their arm instead. Like the battle dress, it just hits the battle dress instead. Even if it looks like you shot their face. Like dead on, it might look like that, but it really's not. Because they made the hitbox too big. on the arms. Or maybe there's some other reason why I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you why. Not that I could think of, no, I could not really tell you why. But I really, really do enjoy the bases that are like underneath level 60. Because like levels around 50 and the lower 60s are great. But then once you start getting past the 60s and in the 70s, things start to get dicey. Like you start having moments where it feels like everything was fine, but then it goes to shit. And it's not necessarily that you're being an idiot. Because, again, you probably will think that it's fine, but then something goes wrong. At least in my case. I don't know if I have any specific definition of what. Maybe I'll throw a, like, compilation of clips over the video while I'm talking about this. I don't know. But my point is, there's a lot of moments where things seem to be fine and then they go to shit without really any indication that such would happen. Like, you think it's fine, and then in an instant it goes wrong. And it's really only because Sniper AI is Sniper AI. Like, if you give me a level 78 rifle base, I can get through that almost every time. Because nothing unpredictable happens. There's no cross-deck spots. The only times I lose on a rifle base of any level are a mistake that's 100% mine. Like, I walk into a mine, I miscalculate something, I get spotted, blindsided, but at an actual distance that I could have seen that coming. Like, they're not 2 decks away, and I'd have no idea that that had happened. Every mistake on a rifle base, or even a shotgun base, are mistakes that you can reasonably say is your own. Like, oh, I walked through the wrong door and there was a guard there. That's my mistake. I walked into a mine. I stepped in front of a camera. UAV looked at me too long, so it caught me. Not, I was crawling at a snail pace and got seen 3 decks away by a sniper without drawing any attention to myself. Because here's the difference between FOB snipers and single-player snipers. Single-player snipers, if they look at you, they don't insta-spot you. You get a second to react, multiple seconds. You could even be running, and unless they're like right by you, they're not gonna insta-spot you. And especially if you're prone, they won't care about it at all. And even if you do get spotted, you just need to go prone and stop moving, and then eventually they'll look away. But in sniper bases, they don't do that. Usually, they always look in the same direction until you make them look away by a gunshot going off, shooting near them, throwing a magazine near them, a grenade going off. Maybe you shoot a device, or you shoot a lethal weapon by somebody and then it misses, so they notice the gunshot because the AI has literal hyper-awareness. But that's the thing. In FOBs, you don't get reaction time. But in single player, you do. This is why I'm good at single player and not so much FOBs, because a lot of things that I would normally do just get me caught in this version, in this game mode. And even when I try to like stop doing those habits, then something else happens instead. Like if I'm going too fast, okay, I'll just go slower. But then I still get caught somehow. I'm crawling, I'm not making any noise, no one's looking at me, I'm not shooting, I'm not throwing anything, I'm not standing up, I'm crawling, no attention to myself, get spotted a deck away, instantly. Like there's no noticing glint for a second or two, there's nothing to indicate that I'm about to get seen, it just happens. But then you can't react to it. Like, I do not care about insta-spots. It's not that insta-spotting is a problem, though I don't like it. It's not infuriating. It's infuriating when you cannot react to it, or you cannot predict it. How can you predict getting spotted a deck away without doing anything to make people look at you? You just go through that area and someone sees you, but you're at your lowest stance. If you were crouched, I wouldn't care. If you were standing or running, I wouldn't care. It's because even at your lowest stance you get spotted, I do. Because there's no way to avoid it. If you're at your lowest stance and you still get caught, what else can you do? There's no way to get lower than that. Like, there's no way to do it. This is why I see, at least this is what I think, when a lot of people go on caution in a sniper base, they start shooting everybody. Because that's the thing, you can't react, you just have to stop it preemptively, or you're fucked. Because in almost every video I've seen of people doing sniper bases, they avoid caution until they have to, and if it happens, they throw tons of sleep grenades, they start sniping every person they can see, especially those looking down scope, because any single guard could ruin your run instantly without a reaction period. Like, even just a half a second reaction period, nothing. There's nothing. There is nothing. You have to know what's gonna happen before it even happens. You literally have to see into the future to deal with a sniper base. But on rifles, this shit doesn't happen. If you get spotted instantly or whatever, it's within a range that you can actually see that. Like, you can see. Either you see that it's coming, or you reasonably think, I could have saw that coming. Not, there's no way I could have seen that coming. Yes, I could have saw that coming. Because a lot of my failures, and I'm sorry for rambling about this, this was meant to be infiltration, like compilation, not a fucking rant, but I cannot help myself because I'm not just bitching. I want the system to be good, and I know exactly what's wrong with the system. Like, it just needs a few little changes, and this FOB system would be nearly perfect. Like, first of all, no more sniper insta-spotting, unless it's, like, right next to you, or you do something to draw attention. You should not get caught decks away by just going through an area. Even if you're crouching, like, I don't think that's that fair. It's more fair than crawling, because you could have avoided it by just not standing up. But there should still be at least a brief reaction period. That's all I'm asking for. Is like 2 or 3 things. No more sniper insta-spotting. Unless it's, again, because you did something stupid like shooting an unsuppressed weapon. Or walking around instead of being prone. And then, no more, the mines need to be rebalanced so that picking them up does not send a defender ping. Why, on God's earth, does picking up a mine send a defender ping, but jumping into one doesn't? Even shooting one would make more sense than running into one. If you shoot one, defender ping. If you pick one up, defender ping. But if you're suicidal and walk into a mine on purpose, no defender ping. Who the fuck designed this system? Like, this was programmed by infants. To quote Doug Riper, specifically. This game was programmed by infants. Those 2 things. And 3, bridge blocks shouldn't be possible in the way that they are. Like, there should never be any way to totally block a bridge. Because then you have to deal with the bridge block regardless of what you do. Like, being able to do, basically, if bridge blocks exist, I don't care. It's impassable bridge blocks that I care about. If people set up some genius bridge block, that's fine, as long as there's a way around it that doesn't involve fucking rocket science, like clearing out the whole clearing out the entire FOB, using an energy wall and a wormhole, or diving into it and then just sitting there with smoke grenades going off. It shouldn't require rocket science to just get past to the next deck. I'm not saying to outright ban bridge blocks, though they are very, very stereotypical. Like, all you see is just bridge blocks. Like, it's honestly kind of boring that bridge blocks exist because it pretty much deters people from ever wanting to put an actual thought to where they'd put their custom mines. Like, oh, I'll just throw my mines down on a bridge block and then I'm done. Rather than actually thinking about where to put it, because it gets very repetitive, because FOBs would be a lot more varied if the custom mines were in more different positions and not just always chucked in at the bridge and that's it. Like, oh, well, there's the custom mines. Won't have to worry about running into that later because I know where they are now. Because you can only have 12, so like once you see the 12 mines and you know what their locations, okay, that's it. No more surprises. I know what's coming now. So it kind of just takes away some variation. And another thing is that FOBs in general could have been a hell of a lot more, but they're limited to just like infiltrations. Like, that's it. There's no other objectives. Like, it'd be more interesting if you could go into an FOB and cause as much damage as possible, or go into an FOB and try and capture it, you know, like take it down or extract all the staff members, maybe steal documents. Like, you'd go on an FOB and on each deck there'd be an intel file to pick up. So you'd have to scan every deck for an intel file, and then when you pick up all 4 intel files, you get on the chopper. But the only game mode they did was just get to the core. Nothing else matters. There's nothing interesting beside that. There is the Skull Attack event mode, but that's the only thing that they had. I'd appreciate it if there were more variation to the objectives that could be in FOBs. Things like, again, picking up intel files, or capturing it, destroying as much as possible. Or maybe even like a no traces challenge where the objective is to get to the core but following the no traces rules. Just something more varied, because there could have been a lot of things that they could have done, but they just opted for such a small option of game modes. Like, the only thing you can do is core. That's it. I mean, you could capture the base if you wanted, but 10-minute blockade timer's not going to let that happen without some serious genius and luck, you know, to avoid getting spotted, then have endless reinforcements come in. Unless you dispatch an FOB unit, which if you do that, then, well, there you go, but that's all you can do. You'd have to plan in advance for that to happen. Well, not for that to happen, but to do that specifically. It's not just going to happen. You have to do that, but you get my point. Anyway, I've said a lot. Just about FOBs, but yeah, shotguns and rifle bases I could do all day without getting tired of them, but sniper bases are like, I can only do it like maybe once or twice, and then I need like a good week-long break, because it's such a mental toll on psychologically it's a toll on me doing sniper bases, because it requires so much brain power and concentration that it like literally burns out my brain, because I have to focus so damn hard or I will get caught by something. And I definitely feel that I have gotten better. Like, back in the day, I could not do sniper bases at all, like, period. I wouldn't just get caught, I'd probably end up getting killed as well. But nowadays I can get them done, but it usually still takes a couple tries to get it done. Like, all I want to do is get to the point where I can get them done with like a 90-80% consistency, and then show the world exactly what you need to do to get it with an 80-90% consistency. Because even to this day, I know people struggle with the sniper bases. Because I've seen like Steam threads that are like not very old about how do you do sniper bases. Like, I've seen this. People still struggle, and I want to just like end this question as to how do you do it without something like Instaspot 2 decks away happening to you. You know? I want to finally like put that in its grave. I want to put that in its grave. So we can finally be better educated on it, because the sniper AI, even to me, is pretty unpredictable. And I've been through a lot of unpredictable things in this game. Like, no tracing every mission has showed me some very unpredictable and just unorthodox AI behavior. Like, I'll put this on the screen. For example, in mission 2021, War Economy, when you have to listen to all of the mission tasks, all the conversations for mission task, right before the final one, which just makes this even more of a dick move, right before the final one, when they're entering the building and they return to the spot at the beginning of the mission, the main target will briefly turn around to walk into the area. So he'll go through the hallway, he'll go through the door frame, the door, walk straight ahead, and then he'll basically do a 360 before he goes to where he's supposed to go. So like really you would just walk straight ahead and then turn right. But he'll like walk straight ahead and then like turn around and do a 360 and then turn right. This is annoying because if you happen to be right behind them and you're exposed, that turnaround will fuck you up. But why would you expect them to turn around? Because there's no reason for them to turn around. They would just go right ahead and then walk to the right. Why would they need to turn around to do that? Like, have you ever gone up to a room in your house? You walk up the stairs or down the stairs, you take a turn. But before you take the turn, you have to turn around and look at the stairs again, and then turn back around to face the way you're going, and then go. What the fuck is the purpose of that? That accomplishes nothing. It wastes time and accomplishes nothing. That's what the AI has done. Or how about, now this is extremely rare, but it happened to me once. How about walker gears spinning in circles? Literally spinning in circles. Why? Why? Why would the AI do this? Why would they not just face you? Why would they spin in circles? And sometimes, well, really the only time, because it only happened to me once that I can recall, they even kind of, though I don't know if I'm remembering this for sure, they kind of jitter around as well. Like, they don't just spin, they kind of like spin, but they jitter, like they're stopping and starting over and over again. Like, what I remember happening is I tried to shoot a walker gear, and it caught me, but instead of just stopping where it caught me, it started jittering around in circles, so I literally could not shoot at it. Because it kept fucking moving, so I could not shoot at it. It's smart, you could say, but it's being smart in a really, really, really weird way. Like, instead of just, like, backing away while facing me so that they'd get farther, and I also couldn't shoot them because the walker gear has the protection, they spin in circles right on top of me instead. So that they're moving so fast I can't aim at them in time. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. But even this, I feel, is not as infuriating as like Sniper AI insta-spotting a deck away. Or even maybe two. Though 2 decks away is unlikely to happen, but it's happened to me I think once or twice. I don't think I have footage, but I just remember it happening a few times. I'd be spotted 2 decks away. Again, it's extremely unlikely, but it can happen. And even just 1 deck away, I feel, is still unbalanced. That's still unbalanced to me. Again, I would not care if that was happening if you were walking around or crouch walking. But if you're prone, that should be good enough. That should be good enough to avoid it. Or at the very least, a few seconds to react. So that you can either, you know, move away, shoot at them, jump in the box, throw a grenade, like a smoke grenade maybe, or just a moment to realize what's gonna happen if you don't act, and not just it immediately happening and then you have to react. Because it doesn't help that the AI, all the AI has to do to alert the base is just yell contact, and then let a second pass, and then everybody knows. Like, they don't have to, like, start firing, although they usually do fire right after. But they don't have to, like, radio in, or even, like, yell it over and over. They just say it once with, like, a regular voice, like, contact! They don't, like, scream it out loud so everybody could hear it. They just say it. And then everybody knows. Like, you could be spotted in Nova Braga Airport at the very back of the base, have someone yell contact at you, and then, like, hundreds of meters away at the very front of the base, the soldiers over there know that you're there now. They know that you're there. They could hear someone say contact without a radio from several hundred meters away. That's it. That's the AI. Because I would even allow sniper insta-spots at prone to slide. I would actually let that shit slide if the AI at least had to actually radio in to raise the alert, because even if they caught you immediately, if you knew what you were doing, you could shoot them before they actually raised the alarm. But it's because they insta-spot you and then raise the alarm within like 1 or 2 seconds. That's what pisses me off. It wouldn't be that difficult to solve that problem. Like just a slight change. A slight change. And it would be enough. It would be enough to solve the issue. Like either no more insta-spotting, more delay between the alert, or just, again, like rebalancing the AI in general to better suit a closed path and a closed design like FOBs. Snipers are not put in like every base in the single player game. They're usually put in bases in specific positions so that you would never be spotted by them except from a long range. But in FOBs, you can get spotted from them within like 60 meters. And you don't have to be specifically trying to go to them, because you have to go across the bridges to get around snipers, but there's always a tower on the decks. And then those towers are not that far from the bridges, so you might be maybe 60, 80 meters away, but you can't really distance yourself any further. Like, that's just how far the towers and the bridge are apart. But you have to go on the bridge. So all you can do is, like, get rid of the snipers in advance and hope that doing that doesn't get you caught as well, because you might just get caught trying to get rid of them. That's a possibility, because snipers can spot you if you shoot at them when they're looking at you. Which is another thing I feel is a little bit unbalanced, though not as much. Like, if they're noticing you and you shoot at them, then okay. But if they're just, like, looking at you but not actually noticing you, like the little glint on the screen, and they spot you, I feel that's a bit much, but I'm going to let that slide because it's very easily avoidable. It's not something like I've said a million times now, you get spotted without drawing attention to yourself a deck away, lowest stance, you know. That's something that you can't really avoid because you're at your lowest stance. What else can you do? All you can do is just shoot them so that it cannot happen, rather than just try to avoid it. And part of the fun of Metal Gear is stripped away when you have to empty out the whole base just to do it, because at that point, why even bother avoiding the alert? If you're already taking down 89% of the base, you're pretty much fighting them anyway. Like, that's not very stealthy if you're taking down the whole base. This is why I enjoyed No Traces so much, because it felt like you were just sneaking around the enemy, not clearing the entire way through. But in FOBs, you can't really just avoid them. Otherwise, you may get caught. And there's a decent chance you will get caught. You have to pave the way by painstakingly getting rid of every damn person who poses a threat, which is like 80% of the guards, because most of them carry snipers. Some will carry like machine guns or rifles, to my knowledge. Not every guard has the potential to just insta-spot you, but a majority of them do, at least about half, I'd say. At least half. So that's a lot. And again, it's in a very tight space, so the snipers will probably end up seeing you from a close range. But these are like my two. And honestly, it could even be just one. It could even be just one. And that's just to stop snipers insta-spotting. Even impassable bridge blocks, I would let slide. Even that dumb shit, I would let slide. If not for one reason, snipers insta-spotting you, because every single problem I've had on FOBs, it just ends up going back to insta-spotting. Impassable bridge block is not that big of a deal on its own, but it gets me spotted by a sniper. You know? Dealing with mines gets me spotted by a sniper at some point. Trying to avoid cameras in tricky positions get me spotted by a sniper at some point. Genuinely, everything could be the same, if just not for sniper insta-spotting. And it'd be fine. That'd be still difficult, but balanced at that point. If for just one thing is to stop sniper insta-spotting. One fucking thing. Just that one thing, just that, would be enough. Just that. Because every problem I can think of leads me back to sniper instant spotting. If I want to avoid a camera, I could possibly go on caution. Caution leads to snipers looking down scope. Snipers looking down scope leads to insta-spots. Insta-spots lead to alerts. That's a failure. If I want to get through an impassable bridge block, they go on caution. They look at where the explosion went off. That leads to an insta-spot, which leads to a failure. You know? I want to use like my normal weapon loadout, like the S1000. I shoot someone. That leads them on caution. Snipers going on scope. They insta-spot you. Another failure. I want to like chuck a smoke grenade at a camera so I can get around it. Caution. Sniper scopes. Insta-spots. Failure. Again, the only reason it's so hard is because insta-spots. The caution would make things harder, but not borderline bullshit if snipers didn't insta-spot you. If I go on caution in a rifle base, it just means I have to be more careful, not literally wipe out the entire deck in fear of them seeing me later. Because that's pretty much what it is. You're just being fearful. Because if you're lucky as fuck, they may not look at you when you're going through an area, but you don't know that. You have to be preemptive, or you're putting a really, really big stake on yourself by just crawling through an area. I have done sniper bases on caution without having to wipe them out, but it took me many attempts and a lot of luck to have nothing bad happen. You have to get so lucky that the snipers never look in your direction the entire time. Because if they do, you are fucked. You are fucked. Like, there's no doubt about it. Either you get rid of them before you get the chance for that to happen, they get the chance to do that, or you are fucked. You cannot react to something happening. And the thing is, I have shaped my Metal Gear playstyle very, very heavily around reacting to things. Literally, my #1 playstyle is to just walk into a base, and then anybody who sees me, I shoot at them before they can raise an alarm. I have never been one to just wipe out an entire base preemptively and then go in. But that's what FOBs demand from you. And even worse is the fact it demands this while also putting you under a strict-ass time limit. Because at least if a sniper base required doing something like that, but I had, let's say, 20-30 minutes, I could do it reasonably. Like, I could take my time and not have to be overly risky by, like, putting myself in dangerous positions or having to, you know, chuck grenades all over the place and possibly put myself in danger, like to sleep maybe and then get caught or other things like that. But you have 10 minutes to clear out all these threats and get through the base at the same time. Like, you can't just sit at deck 1 and shoot every sniper and then go through. That would take way too long. You have to shoot and keep moving, both at a pretty damn fast pace. Because when I've tried to, like, be careful and take my time, I always run out, like, at the 3rd deck. If they gave you, like, just 2 more minutes, it'd be fine. Because at, like, A rank blockade time, it's 17 minutes. It's plenty. It's plenty of time. It's not, like, a ton, but it is plenty of time. But then the very next one is 10 minutes, which is just barely enough. I wish that they would have made it 12 minutes because that would have been way too much, but it would have been just enough so that it could be more reasonable to do FOB bases on snipers. Because if you're doing rifles, yeah, you can speedrun that shit as much as you want. You can dive through that shit and shoot anybody in your way. It doesn't matter. Because guess what? You don't get spotted a deck away without reacting. Anytime you get spotted, it's going to be usually within 20 to 10 meters or so. Unless you're walking, it's pretty damn close. So you can actually react to that. And even more importantly, if you have reflex mode on, even if it's the lowest rank, as long as you can aim quick enough, like you hit the aim button, it'll auto-target whoever saw you. And if you have a one-shot weapon, like S1000 at the lower grade battle dresses, or the Riot Gas Gun, the Wu SSB on lower level bases, non-lethal, I mean, you know, so like if someone spots you, you just quickly aim and then shoot, and then they're down, and you keep going. Because if you're going to get spotted, it's going to be within a very close distance, like 20 meters. If they're at 20 meters, you can reasonably shoot them in a 2-second time frame. What you can't do is reasonably shoot someone in a 2-second time frame who is a deck or more away from you. And even more so is when something like that happens and they have full body armor, like on a low-level base. Okay. There is one way that it could possibly be justifiable, is if you had a grade 8 M2000NL, which is an instant knockout anywhere on the body, and they had no body armor. Because then that'd be justified, because even if someone saw you a deck away, you just have to quickly shoot their body. That's a decent target size. The target size to shoot a guard with full body armor is pretty much less than Snake's face. Like from the edge of his eye patch to the edge of his other eye. It's like that wide. And then from the tip, from the bottom of his bandana to the tip of his, well, let's say the bottom of his bandana to the bottom of his bottom lip is the height of that area. And then from the edge of his eye patch, the right edge, to the edge of his other eye, the left edge, that's how wide the area is. So I might put like an overlay or a diagram or something on Snake's face right here. That's about how big the area is to shoot them. Not to mention the arm hitboxes that I mentioned earlier, which just make that area probably even smaller, like it's like the size of Snake's nose basically to shoot them. And you have to shoot them from a deck away, so you don't see them like up close. You have to shoot that small of an area while they are also a small target in terms of where you're seeing them from. They're gonna look small from that far away of a distance. Anywho. Before I blow a fucking fuse, I say that we should actually go back. How long was I talking about this? Like 30-40 minutes or some shit? Like probably a half hour. I just discussed the FOB AI. Again, there's a lot I'm willing to let slide because it's not impossibly difficult. I don't mind the game being hard. Like, I'm not gonna bitch because the game is hard. I'm not gonna say Dark Souls is too difficult. I would never say something like that unless it's just unreasonable. Like if every time you fought a boss, it just completely changed the way it operated. How would you ever manage to beat it without a stroke of luck if it operated different every time? You could never learn to predict what it's gonna do, and being good at something often involves a lot of predicting. Like if I couldn't predict MGS5 AI, I would not be nearly as good at the game as I am being able to predict the AI, which is why FOB snipers are such a pain in the ass, because I can't predict them. Or if there's a way to predict them, I cannot crack the code, man. If you can predict sniper AI, I sure can't figure it out. Not yet, at least. And that's part of why I keep going. Like, look, if I really hated sniper bases that much, I would not be playing them. I'm not just bitching. Because I both want it to be good, and I'm willing, and I have just said reasons how it could be good, how it could be better. And despite my hatred, I am still playing it. I am still trying to improve. Like, I'm not just quitting and saying, oh, this is bullshit, but I have to just deal with it. No. No. That's not true. That's not true. Because I want to get good at it, and I'm definitely willing to put the effort in. I have been for a while now. It's just, how much is it gonna take? And more importantly, is that I don't feel like I've made a lot of progress. I've gotten better, but not that good yet. I mean, maybe one day it might just click and I'll know, and then boom, I never lose a sniper base again. But that hasn't happened yet. And it's been so long, I'm thinking, when will it happen? I've had thousands of infiltrations. When is it gonna happen? And I admit a good portion of those are like mid-level and events. But at least like 100, 200 of those still, at least around 200 are still sniper bases. High-level sniper bases. It's not like I've just only dipped my toes in the sniper base ordeal. I haven't been doing them a ton because I have to take breaks because it just gets so difficult and monotonous, and I tire out from doing it so often, and it's like, I gotta take a break from this. I'm like mentally exhausted. But for a while, I used to be nervous to even do sniper bases. Like, I'd look at a level 78 base and say like, I ain't doing that shit. But now it's like, yeah, I'll do that, I guess, sure. I don't feel like my heart rate jump up or, you know, like my palms sweat. They used to, but not anymore. Like, I'm not scared anymore. I'm pretty confident. But even though I am confident, I'm still scared that something could go wrong, even though I'm confident. Simply because it's such a pain in the ass to predict, and it's nearly impossible to predict. Because if they were gonna insta-spot you, I just wish that there was an indicator that it would happen. But there's not, it just happens. The only indicator, I quote, is that they're looking down the scope. But how do you know they're gonna actually see you? Like, the only thing I suppose you could do is keep an eye on them when you're going through an area to make sure they're not actually looking at you. And if they are, you want to distract them first. That's the only thing you could really do. But even then, sometimes I've been able to walk right past a sniper's vision and they didn't catch me. So you just have to expect that to happen. And again, a lot of being so careful like that is that you take up a lot of time. Like, I could get through a sniper base pretty much every time if I was just careful, but I can't be, or I will take too long and run out of time. And then I fail that way. So it's like either I fail because I'm not careful enough because I'm going too fast, or I fail because I'm not going fast enough because I'm too careful. It's this paradox. You have to get this just right blend of speed and time. Speed and carefulness. Because you don't have to be careless to mess up. You can still be paying plenty of attention, but just one little slip, like just one little thing that you didn't pay attention to, like the smallest thing, and it's gone. It's over. You're finished. You fucked it. You blew it. It's the tiniest shit that gets you caught. And I wouldn't mind this so much if you just had time. Because then you'd be like, oh, fucked up, well, just take a little bit more time. Be a little more careful. Oh, wait, you can't. I'm sorry. Last time I'm gonna say it. Even the hardest bases are still fair to me on rifle and shotguns. It's only when you switch to snipers that you start pissing me off. That's the only thing that pisses me off, is the sniper bases. Because in shotguns and rifles, you can react to something. In snipers, you can't. You just have to know it's coming and be preemptive about it. And this is like basically, if I start this conversation I want to start right now, this is going to be fucking politics. Like, this is going to literally get political if I start what I'm going to start right now. The MGS5 economy is extremely volatile. It's very sensitive, because what I'm trying to say is that S++ staff don't come from nothing. Generally, where S++ staff are generated is from volunteers from very high level FOB infiltrations, FOB event exchanges, so like, you know, if I go in right here, and then PF point exchanges. MGS5 is strange in a way because getting rid of staff is so much easier than getting them. Like, someone could work doing FOB events over and over and letting weeks pass to get a new one, then doing it again, weeks pass, doing another one. And then you get like maybe, you know, 20 something people like every 2 weeks, or however many you get. But then at the same time, someone who's well equipped could walk into your FOB, and this is only really if you have so much S++, you have to deploy them on your base. Like, you can't just say S security anymore, like S rank security. That could potentially be a massacre waiting to happen. So you could spend an absolute eternity, like my base. If I go to security settings really quick, in my PF short league. I think that probably ended, so I'm gonna sign up again, though I swear I feel like I'm getting like little smidgets of PF points. I'm technically on the PF blacklist because I cheated S++, because honestly, I don't give a fuck. If I wanted to get level 162 for all the units legit, I would be here for fucking thousands of hours on this one account. And I've played Phantom Pain for thousands of hours, but not on a single account. Thousands of hours of non-stop FOB infiltration sounds boring as fuck. A lot of those thousands of hours are split across tons of different accounts and save files that were replays or challenge runs, 100% challenge runs. So a lot of my hours are not even on like my main account. Either this one on PC or my main account on the One, or even the main account on the 360. A lot of those hours are split across like short bursted save files that might last like maybe 40 or 50 hours long. But there's a lot of those. So it builds up. So like 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, you know. Because I've ran through this storyline at least like 50 times. Like, not exaggerating, probably at least 50 times I've run through this game's storyline. The entire thing, not Chapter 1. Chapter 2 to Mission 46, the very final mission. I've run through it at least 50 times. If I enter security settings, because I have all S++, I cannot change the guard rank down. So I have no choice but to deploy S++ guards on my base. Now this could technically be circumvented by signing up for insurance. Because if you do this, you will, I think I need to go back for a second. Soldiers ranked S+ or better will not be assigned to security guards. So to my knowledge, if you do this, all your guards will be set down to E ranks. But this means you have to constantly keep buying insurance, which costs money. It costs MB coins, which you can get for free, but you'll probably eventually run out of freebie MB coins if you keep buying insurance repeatedly. And also, you have an interval of time, so that's a brief period where you could be attacked and have S++ on your base. The only way to defend that is to get on the game every single day and buy another 1-day insurance period, because it has a half-day interval. So the interval actually ends before the insurance is over. So you'd have to buy insurance every single day without failure. Every single day. Because for every different period, the interval is half that period. So 1 day is half a day. So the interval is actually shorter than the insurance period. Because if someone, like, you know, if they're going in expecting PvP, or just going in to do a, you know, GS style infiltration, George Solonic, and they want to capture the base and murder everybody. If they want to do something like that, like either Fulton or murder, it's the same thing. They can do serious damage. Now, I have heard that at S rank medical team, the injured staff, even if they're killed, they just go to the sick bay. But even if that is the case, which I don't know for sure, I'd have to test it myself. If they Fulton, they can get people. Like, you can't really stop that from happening. It's harder to do, but they could steal maybe 20, 30 people, possibly more in one go. And then that's all of those people. At the worst, you could get 36 people stolen without having a wormhole. So those 36 people would just be gone. Now, think of that in another way. So, in general, it's only going to be the FOB security staff, so probably only combat ranks. So, combat rank S++. 36 people. I'm going to have to get my phone to do this, unless I want to have to use my brain power, which would be, you know, unnecessary because I have technology. I'm going to have to borrow my calculator. So, every 2 weeks, the FOB event changes. You get 5 S++ staff per 2 weeks. So they steal 36. That is, let me see. 5 times 5, 5 times 8. I'm not that good at math. 5 times 7 is 35. So you'd have to do 7 runs, enough runs, 7 times to get 35 S++. So let's just say it's 35 instead of 36. Let's say they miss one person or they kill one person. It's 35 people. So that is 5 for every 2 weeks. So let's think. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. That is 14 weeks. 14 weeks to get back. 14 weeks to get back 35S++ staff. 14 weeks in the days is 98 days. It's almost 100 days. That's almost 100 days to get 35S++. And that's if you make sure you get them every single event period. If you miss an event period, then that's another 2 weeks. So that's over 100 days. That's like 112 days or something like that.
Rain approaching.
So think of it that way. In 10 minutes, one person could potentially steal 35S++ staff members. And for the person who was robbed to get that back, without having to rob other FOBs themselves, is 98 fucking days. 98 days. And you can't even avoid this. Like, it doesn't matter if you just don't infiltrate other people. You're a target. You're a target. If someone sees A++ on your base or S ranks, they just go past you. If you have S+, they might attack you, but depending on who they are. And if you have S++, they're probably definitely gonna attack you. If they know what they're doing and they need S++, they're gonna attack you for sure. All you have to do is be in the list and be visible. And the only way to avoid this, and it's again not even guaranteed it won't happen, because no matter what you do, just owning an FOB puts you at risk. It doesn't matter if you never infiltrate or do anything. It puts you at risk. Now, you can avoid this technically by staying offline. But unless you get to like level 162 and build everything before doing so, you have to connect online again to do anything else. Like, you want to get more S++, you want to do the event period again, you want to build something that's like high grade so it's online, of course, you have to connect online again. Which is going to update the changes, which means if someone stole hundreds of people while you were offline for like 8 months, then you reconnect, that's going to update, that's going to apply. You're going to lose hundreds of people on your FOB and your mother base. And your units are going to tank. Tank. Seriously tank. So when you think of it that way, that's a ton of damage that you could deal in such a short time. Now, as the attacker, you can get 35S++ staff. That is true. So you could technically do this to someone else. But then that person also now has to deal with the fact that they don't have 35S++ anymore. So you think about it, one person steals 35S++. That person doesn't leave a wormhole. The person who got attacked goes into someone else's S++ base and steals 35. Then that person doesn't have a wormhole, and they don't have those staff. That's going to keep going until eventually someone does not rob someone else, and they just get it through PF points. Or they get it through events. That's going to take them, whoever decides to do it that way, because eventually someone's not going to do that anymore. They're just going to get with the loss and have to, do it this way. It's going to take them 98 days. Or it could maybe take 70 or so. But still a long time, because they might get some extras from the PF rank, PF points. They might get some extras over time from that. But it's not going to be a whole lot. So that's just it. Is that you have to work so incredibly hard to get Mother Base up to a high level like this. And then even when you do, you're at danger, at risk of being attacked and sent back, thrown back, even if you aren't provoking anybody. You could never do any infiltrations except events and do PF rank exchanges to get S++. That is technically a possibility. You could technically get to max level without doing a single real infiltration. Only events. And even PF rank is technically possible. You could do tank farming offline and get lots of materials and weapon emplacements, vehicles to get your PF rank up. And then you can use your PF rank winning points to get more S++ staff and more plants and materials and stuff to get your PF rank even higher. Until you get a really high PF rank, and then you just keep getting more and more S++ staff from the winning points. The only thing is, without an FOB to help boost that initial progress, like a starter pack almost, like to get you up to speed, so that that process doesn't have to start from the very beginning, like you can skip to like halfway or whatever, getting to that halfway point will take an eternity because it's basically a slope. The higher you get up at, the faster you can get up the rest of it. So like you start climbing, it's very slow, but then when you're halfway, the rest of the climb is a lot faster than it was at the start. So like climbing the first half is a lot longer than climbing the second half, because you have much better gear to tackle the second half. Even if it's the same length as the first half, you have better gear to tackle that second half. That being higher PF rank from having better staff members and more materials, vehicles, weapon emplacements, plants, even parasites like, you know, the skulls count in nukes, but that's going to make you a target. A very, very, very big target. Like you build a nuke 5 minutes or less, intruder's going to be detected at your FOB. And your nuke will probably be gone too. Especially because with quiet existing now, nukes are nearly impossible to defend. It's virtually impossible to defend the nuke nowadays. It is nearly impossible to defend the nuke now. Because if someone is competent, they can pretty much get to the nuke before the defender ping even sounds off. More or less. So you can't even defend it. And the AI is not good enough. Like the AI is not going to help you there. The only thing you can do is plant down some custom mines. But even then, again, if a competent person is watching where they're walking, they'll easily just drop an energy wall and run through it or just go around it. You know, a bridge block is not a big deal because energy wall, you just drop it and you don't even have to slow down for it. Like you don't even drop down while running. You can just drop an energy wall and keep the speed going. So that maybe like a couple second slowdown's no longer there anymore. Those precious seconds that could possibly get you just enough time to drop in before they steal the nuke, that's gone now. Because energy walls are here. And quiet goes a lot faster than Raiden. Both in general, like their base speed, and with that little dash at the top of the sprint button, that just makes you go even faster. Good luck. Good fucking luck defending a nuke now. Good luck. Because I really wish that nukes could be rebalanced in some way so that you actually have a chance to defend it. Because I feel that all Konami has done has just made nuke running even easier and easier. And nuke owners are like literally in so much torment and pain trying to have a nuke, which again, I wouldn't care so much about people having nukes, and I'm generally against them myself, but it's when you think about PF ranks. Nuclear weapons give you a big PF rank bonus, so they're like actually for a reason. Like building a nuke is not just, oh, it's cool. There's no real reason to having it, so yeah, of course, getting rid of it would be a better idea than keeping it. There is one good reason to keep it, and that's your PF rank. That is your PF rank. Because if I could get away with it, I would build nukes just to boost my PF rank. That's the only reason I do it, would be to boost the PF rank. Even if it doesn't matter because I'm on the blacklist, I'd still just like to have it for the PF rank abilities. And it is a nice, you know, like novelty to have a nuke, but mainly for PF bonus points. But yeah, as I've said, you can get a whole lot in this game, and then have it be taken in like 100,000th of the time. Unless you do something equally as dangerous. And again, if you have, though it's highly unlikely you would not have this issue, but if you somehow had like S++ on your base, but no S rank medical team, and getting staff killed actually kills them, which I still have to double check, but I believe it's probably true because it comes from a pretty good source, they're dead. So like, you could have a lot of people die because you kill almost everybody. You go on alert with like one person left. Then they call reinforcements. You instantly, easily kill those 4 reinforcements. And then let that person call another pair of 4 reinforcements. You kill them. And you just keep doing this all day long. And at that point, even if you leave a wormhole, there's not a big deal about it because that's it. The staff are dead. You can't get it back. If they were full and you left the wormhole, that'd be a danger because they could possibly get them back. if they infiltrated you successfully. But if you kill them, well, they're gone. You can't do anything except just deal some damage as retaliation, but that's all you can do. You can't actually get that back. They're dead. You can't revive a dead staff member. I digress. I could sit here forever rambling on about Metal Gear politics. I'm like a liberal, basically. I am not much of a liberal at all in real life, but in this game I'm a liberal. I have to say, like, politically, this system is fucked up as hell. It is fucked up as hell. And I am definitely down for changing. I don't want to redesign the entire thing, but some things should be changed. S++ should not be so difficult to get. Oh. Nuke? My nuke days are over. I mean, I wouldn't mind doing that if I was, like, on a throwaway account where I didn't care about my espionage points, but I do that, I'm gonna have to go and get rid of those espionage points, and I don't feel like dealing with all that bullshit. I have no interest. But yeah, your PF rank is greatly bolstered by having nukes. So that's why you'd want to have it. Again, I think the number one thing I'd like to do for nukes is to just not have the nuke tab exist. Because then people can find you simply because you own one. Like, that's the only thing it takes, is to just own one, and they can find you instantly. Because they just look at that tab and boom, there you are. It'd be better if you had to actually find them in the list. Like if you had to go in the infiltration targets and look through to find someone with a nuke. Because then they'd have to actually find you. Like, they couldn't just automatically know and see you there. I still think Quiet makes it too easy to just nuke run and have, you know, pretty much almost no defense, since Quiet makes nuke running so easy that you really cannot defend the nuke in these days. Even back then it was very hard, but now it's like, it's not even an option. It's just pathetic how easy it is to get a nuke if you know what you're doing. Which at least not that many people know exactly what to do. But enough people do. Enough people do that it's a danger. Like, if a couple people knew, then not that big a deal, because it'd be rare for them to, you know, hit you if only a few people knew. But a good amount of people know what to do for a nuke run. And most people who do know what to do, well, they ain't leaving. Like, they're gonna probably stick around till this game's server shut off. I'm sure I'll be sticking around till the server shut off. Which is gonna be a sad day, by the way. It's gonna kind of suck. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it gets revived at some point, like Metal Gear Online 2 did or something like that. It could possibly get revived, I don't know. But yeah, once this shit gets to snipers, it ain't so fun anymore. And even more so once it gets to fucking E-rank staff member without the damn climber skill. E-rank staff member with the climber skill is not so bad. It's with the climber skill not being there and E-rank. Even Snake without climber skill makes things harder. Climber skill is just such a massive advantage because you can go a lot faster without having to put yourself in danger. Like, if dolphin dives didn't exist, a lot of FOBs would be nearly impossible to do because you just couldn't go fast enough.
Clouds approaching.
Which is another thing, is that even if you dolphin dive, which is an exploit, not a game mechanic, it's an exploit, you still can't win with much time left. It still costs a lot of time in most cases. So think about it if you didn't have dolphin diving, like you did it totally legit. Then that would just make it even harder to do. Which is why I wish they would add another 2 minutes to the timer. Because that'd be just enough so that it's not too easy, but it makes it a little bit fairer. A little bit more reasonable. I know I will probably sound kind of petty, because it can be beaten with skill. And I have beaten it. I just wish that it was just a bit more balanced. That's all. Because what I feel is that virtually every one of my sniper-based infiltrations has not felt like I truly won it. If I'm being honest, luck has played a hand, sometimes minorly and sometimes majorly, in every sniper base I have ever done, success and loss. there has always been a part of luck in it. Every one. Which makes it feel like a hollow victory because I don't feel like it's 100% skill that's winning me this base. I know it's like probably 70-80% skill, but there's still like that quarter of luck involved. That could either make the win way easier than it would be otherwise, or make it way harder than it would be otherwise, because this is the thing that I hate the most. Guard positions will change at random on an FOB. Like, it doesn't matter if you deploy it day or night. If you go in training and you restart, the guards will sometimes be in a different place. What this means is that in some cases, the guards will be in a very, very, very good place for your infiltration, or they will be in the worst place imaginable, which could possibly force you to go on caution, or dealing with it no tracer style by not like shooting them or doing anything like that costs you so much time that you can't finish it. Because I could get through sniper bases, pretty much any one of them, without breaking no traces rules if I only had more time to do it. Because on my very first runs for no traces, I was able to get to the end pretty much every time by just being more careful. Like, I'd hang off the ledges a lot more often, and I'd take things a bit more cautiously, more carefully. But then this is the thing that happened. I'd always get to the end, and I have like 1 or 2 minutes left. That's not enough time. So I had to formulate a pretty much luck-based speedrun method to get past the support decks with enough time for the final deck. In some no traces runs, I'd have guards facing the bridges, either from the behind the bridge, like as you're going onto it, or in front of you as you're about to leave the bridge on the next deck you're gonna go onto. If those guards are there, it's a big deal because they either will notice you and have to inspect you, which slows you down because you have to move away and then try to get back, or you have a guard who's behind you who, while you're dolphin diving or just moving away from that area, might spot you as you go on the bridge. Then you're fucked. You have to shoot them, which is going to draw attention, or you might even just go on alert downright without even actually getting to react and take them down. But if you're lucky, you may never have this happen at all. You might go to every bridge, and at the behind and front of it, there's never a guard there. Or there's like maybe only one, when before there was like 4. Because my base development platform, this one, there are sometimes like 5 different people facing this way. There's like a guard here, a guard here, 2 guards the sniper's facing, and then maybe a guard here as well. Or there might be like maybe 1 guard right here facing the area. Or maybe if I'm really lucky, there won't even be anybody there and I can just go right through. Or there's like 5 guards and I have to sit there for like 2 minutes for all of them to look away and then go through. And I could make distractions to make them look away, but in the process of doing that, I could possibly make them change locations. And then when they change locations, they get in my way. So like, I could be here, make a distraction, someone moves, and then as they move, I'm going through, they catch me because they moved from that area. If all they did was just look at that area, then it wouldn't matter. But they might sometimes move, and then them moving gets you caught at some other point instead. So you really just want to have them not look this area, and then sneak around. And another thing about this thing that sucks, this platform, is the double-ended camera. There's a camera facing here, and a camera here facing this way. This camera facing this way. And even if you like hug the very right side, this camera, you're still within the viewpoint. The viewpoint's like probably like this fucking big. And then this camera is like probably this fucking big. Like a cone shape, like that. So if you want to go through here, you have to time multiple cameras. And you can't really see this camera until you get within view of this camera. So you may go through here, this camera's looking that way, but then this camera's looking your way. And again, the other thing is that since it's so far away, you'll probably have to de-dive to get past it in time. Or get past that camera in time. Like, get behind this wall quick enough. And in that situation, a guard could look down this way and catch you, or a guard could be here looking down, or a guard maybe even over here looking this way, and then they catch you because you're trying to not get caught by this. And if you go slow so that they don't catch you, the camera catches you, but if you go that slow, the camera catches you. You know? It's like if you try to avoid a guard, a camera catches you. You try to avoid a camera, guard catches you. What do? You have to get rid of one of those things. Shoot the camera, they end up raising caution at some point, defender ping goes off. You shoot a guard, they raise caution, snipers get woke AF, and then the whole thing becomes a lot more complicated and more time consumption because you have to take a lot more time making sure that there are no snipers looking at you by eliminating them, like mainly the towers and some just high areas. And it's even worse if they move around, because sniper equipped guards can sometimes move and then you might think you got them all, but they actually just move to a different location. And trying to just keep count of all the guards while having to focus on everything else is just such a goddamn multitask game that it's ridiculous. You have to multitask so many things and then also try to keep count of exactly how many guards are awake still and which ones are where and which ones have snipers or not. It's like a game of fucking 4D chess. Well, 3D chess, to be honest, but it's like fucking chess. Except the other player has a slightly unfair advantage. I grow tired of raving my ass off about FOBs. I grow tired of doing it. And the worst thing that can happen is if you have an impassable bridge block on a sniper base, because then you have no choice but to enter a caution. Or maybe, depending on how it's set up, you could possibly pick up a mine and get around it, but then you send a defender ping. Which doesn't matter in training, or against someone who's, like, inactive. But if they're an active player, you're fucked, man. You're in for a rough time. And again, even if someone infiltrates your base and doesn't Fulton anybody, if they succeed, they still get 10 people by default. Which 10 people would take 4 weeks to get back. That's about a month. Because you can get 5 S++, and that's combat. If it's like, if you lose like 10 base development people or something, you only get 3 of those. So that'd take 6 weeks to get 9. If you actually want all of them back, you'd have to get 12, which would take 8 weeks. Which is like 2 months. Imagine having to spend 2 months of time and a good amount of effort as well to get back 10 people that someone stole in less than 10 minutes. Or maybe a little bit over 10 minutes if you have a lower blockade timer. Or a higher blockade timer. It's just not worth the effort for such a dangerous risk that you can't really avoid. And sure, you might be able to get 10 people yourself if you rob someone else, but then that causes that person problems. And then that's only if you're really good. You know? You have to be competent to do that.